Language varies in that depending on the language they are speaking, when they speak a sentence, the contents may or may not include tense, the grammatical gender, what they're speaking about, or even the context in which they've gathered their information. I have researched my topic through online articles, websites, and mainly a scholarly journal from Stanford University written by Lyra Boroditsky, and she is a psychologist. The Sapir-Whorf hypothesis, or linguistic relativity, is the theory that thoughts and actions are determined by the language or languages that one is speaking. And this in turn leads to a difference in perspectives around the world. And the many aspects of language that can shape a person's mind include tense, grammatical order, the amount of information that needs to be provided, and grammatical gender. Lyra Boroditsky came up with an excellent example. To say the elephant ate the peanuts in English, we must include tense, the fact that the event happened in the past. And in Mandarin, the tense is optional, but it can't be included in the verb. However, in Russian, the tense is required, and you have to state whether the peanut eater was male or female, and whether they ate all of the peanuts or just a portion of them. And in Turkish, they would have to say whether the event being reported was witnessed or just hearsay. Now that I've given some knowledge about the differences in the aspects of different languages, let's talk about thinking for speaking. Now, thinking for speaking is the process of forming language meant for a communicative purpose, and this differs from non-linguistic thinking. The journal from Stanford University says that thinking for speaking is the cause of cognitive diversity in people who speak different languages. And Lyra Boroditsky says that English speakers never need to worry about grammatical gender agreement between the verb and the subject of the sentence, while by contrast, Russians do need to worry about this, and so their thinking for speaking will necessarily be different from that of English speakers. Now that we've covered thinking for speaking, let's talk about how world perspective is affected. Now, someone's native language structure strongly influences the perspective that they have on the world and that they will acquire as they grow and as they learn the language. If a person is speaking English as a second language, it is highly likely that the aspects of their own language will be incorporated into English, such as structure or syntax. For example, the language of a tribe in Australia uses cardinal directions to indicate spatial information, so they don't really have a right or a left, they just use cardinal directions, so they do have something of an internal compass. This speech has provided some information as to what exactly the Sapir-Whorf hypothesis is and how the adjustable aspects of the linguistic mind and how one's native language is the basis for speaking, thinking, and thinking for speaking in their own and other languages. Language affects cognition in many ways, such as causing people to automatically relate objects by noun, gender, and apply feminine or masculine properties to inanimate objects, such as bridges or keys, and they apply them to adjectives as well. And this may cause them to think whether the elephant ate all of the peanuts or just a portion of them.